Sometimes all you need is a slice of Williamsburg pizza or two and a Coke Zero. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you just got here, I'm Jose, and in today's video I came to the top of my rooftop to have a slice of pizza, of the Williamsburg pizza, which they say this is the best pizza in the area. So I was like, why not? I just now realized there's a construction site on that side, so that's a lot of noise, so let's just change a little bit, right? What do you guys think about this side now? This side is good, right? Today I wanted to actually just turn on the camera and then talk to you guys about something that has been really talking that I have been thinking lately, and I wanted to talk about and discuss about the power of vulnerability. And it's a word that often makes us uncomfortable, right? So we associate weakness with exposing ourselves to judgment and also rejection or failure. But what if I told you that vulnerability is one of the greatest strengths we can have? What if I told you that embracing that vulnerability can transform the way we connect, grow, and live our lives? Vulnerability is the willingness to show up and also to be seen, right? Even when the outcome is uncertain. It's saying, this is who I am, and I'm not afraid to share it with the world. It's about honesty, courage, and authenticity in a world that often values perfection over truth. So let's think about a moment when we felt truly connected to someone. It could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, it could be anything. Chances are it wasn't because of their perfection or their achievements, right? It was because they allowed you to see the real self, the real fears, the struggle, and emotions. Vulnerability is the bridge that creates deep, meaningful relationships. So without it, connection becomes shallow and fleeting. Also, why we often tend to avoid vulnerability, being vulnerable. We often avoid vulnerability because it feels risky. And I get that. We feel that we will be judged, rejected, or misunderstood. And society teaches us to wear masks to appear strong, confident, and in control at all times. We're told that showing emotion or admitting weakness is a sign of failure, something to be avoided at all costs. And I don't know if you can relate to that, but that's how I was raised. But here's the paradox. The more we try to hide our vulnerabilities, the more disconnected we feel. That's how I felt though. We end up building walls, not just to protect ourselves from others, but also to protect ourselves from our own emotions. In doing so, we missed out the beauty of genuine connection and growth. So I don't think vulnerability is weaknesses. It's actually bravery. And it takes courage to admit, to say, I don't know, or I need help. It takes strength to apologize, to forgive, or to express how you really feel, even when it scares you. I understand that because when we're vulnerable, we give others the permission to be vulnerable as well. So we set the room so that everyone around us can be themselves. And it's actually in these raw, unguarded moments that true connections happens, because vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity, innovation, and love. It's what makes us human. Do you get that? And I always like to say that anything can happen with the small steps, and the same could happen to vulnerability. So I think that the first thing that we could start doing to be vulnerable and open is just to be honest with yourself. And it could be about your feelings, your fear, your thoughts, just being honest. And that's what's gonna take you from A to B. And B is something that I like to think as sharing something personal with someone you trust. And I know, coming from someone that doesn't really open up about things that happens in my life, I know that can take a lot of time. And that is something that I'm trying to work on with myself. And C, take a risk. I know, whether it's pursuing a dream or speaking up or trying something new, you're gonna let fear run away from you just because you're being honest and trying to do something by taking a risk. And vulnerability is not about oversharing or exposing yourself at all times. It's about being authentic and courageous in moments that matter. So it's about showing up fully, even when the outcome is not guaranteed. It's also about saying I'm enough and believe in it. You have to truly believe in it. When we embrace vulnerability, we open the door to deeper relationships, greater self-awareness, and profound personal growth. We stop living in fear of what others might think and start living freely. We discover that the risk of being vulnerable are actually far outweighed by rewards, connections, empathy, and the freedom to be ourselves. Life is too short to leave behind walls, so why not just open up? So I would say that you should take a step today. You should be able to speak your truth. You can share your story with anyone that you have close to you, anyone that you trust, right? You should just let yourself be seen, because the world doesn't need more perfection. It just needs authenticity. It's all about being authentic. Becoming the best version of yourself is not a quick fix, and it's a long, lifelong journey. It's not about striving for perfection, but about progress, self-discovery, and aligning your life with truly matters to you. And today I wanted to explore and also give in a lot of thoughts that I am having for the past few weeks, and I think that this is going to dive deep into the core principles of becoming the best version of yourself. The one thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is the power of self-awareness. Self-awareness is where it all starts, at least for me. Without understanding yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors, it is impossible to grow into the person you want to become. So let's dig into the practices and strategies that can help you see yourself clearly the way that it did to me. Self-awareness is like looking in a mirror. It allows you to see who you truly are, but unlike a physical mirror, developing self-awareness requires a lot of intentional effort. And now without self-awareness, you're like a ship without a compass, so drifting wherever life takes you. When you know your values, your triggers, and your goals, you can navigate life with purpose and clarity. So ask yourself, why do I act the way I do? For instance, if you notice yourself feeling frustrated very often, you should dig deeper. What situations trigger that frustration? Self-awareness begins when you start asking why and looking for patterns. Also, journaling is a tool for a reflection. Journaling is one of the most effective tools that I have had during my journey. And writing my thoughts forces me to slow down and articulate what I'm feeling. I always start with daily prompts. What emotions am I feeling right now? What am I grateful for today? What's the one thing that I could have handled better? Over time, I noticed that a lot of recurring themes in my entries, they started to offer me valuable insights about my inner world. And seeking feedback from others can be sometimes a little overwhelming. And I get that sometimes we're blind to our own habits and behaviors, and that's how and why I have trusted friends, families, and a mentor that can offer a different perspective that will challenge how I see myself. So I always look up to choose someone that I trust, and also I do ask very specific questions. I actually go like, how do you perceive my strengths and weaknesses? I always listen without getting defensive. The goal is to grow, not perfection, so I have to be open to whatever is gonna come my way. I know that feedback can be uncomfortable, but it's one of the fastest ways to uncover blind spots. So we should embrace it as a gift. That's how we're gonna grow. Being present with yourself. Mindfulness is about observing your thoughts and feeling without judgment. It's gonna help you understand your internal dialogue and emotional reactions. It's how you react to certain situations. So I usually start with 5 minutes a day. I sit quietly in my room. I start focusing on my breath taking. I started noticing that my thoughts, they started to flow. And I started to analyze what I was thinking. Are they critical or any kind? Or are they focused or are scattered? And going over to the next phase is when I believe that I was able to define my core values. To become my better self, I must live in alignment with I have defined as a values, right? So I always ask myself, what truly matters to me? Am I living in a way that reflects those priorities? Family is core value, but if you're working 8 hours a week, that's a disconnect. You see, that's where disconnect is coming from. Self-awareness allows you to recognize this and make adjustments. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. By cultivating a strong, positive mindset, you can transform challenges into opportunities and create lives with your potential. So a fixed mindset says, this is just how I am. I can change. A growth mindset says, I can improve with effort and learning. If you ever told yourself, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, I think you should be able to reframe it to, I can get better with practice. Visualization is so powerful that it is used by athletes, leaders, and creative people to achieve their goals. So you should be able to picture yourself, your ideal future in a vivid detail. So add colors, texture, places, food, whatever that comes into your mind, that is gonna make you project it. So how does that make you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? And what do you experience? You should be able to pair this with affirmations, statements that reinforce your ability to succeed. For example, I am capable of handling challenges. Every day, I am growing stronger and wiser. I think that you should be able to spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing your goals and affirming your belief in your abilities. Because you know what they say, consistency is key. So navigating through thoughts are natural, but they don't have to define your reality. That's why we should be very careful with what we think on a daily basis. So whenever you think I failed, we should reframe it as this is a chance to learn. So I'm gonna see this as a learning curve. So I invite you to write down 3 negative thoughts that you've had recently. Now rewrite each one as a positive and a neutral statement. Can you do that? It's all about mindset. Also, the company you keep, mindset is contagious. So you should be able to surround yourself with people who inspire, support, and challenge you to grow. That's why I say that you should be able to distance yourself from negativity, whether it's people, environment, or content. Like only focus on the positive, right? That's why I seek mentors, I seek books and communities that they have the ability to uplift me. And also talking about being positive, we should be able to be grateful and be optimistic, right? Gratitude rewires in your brain for positivity. Gratitude is not about ignoring challenges. It's about focusing on what is good and building from there. And now we're going to talk about setting and achieving goals. Goals give your life direction. Because without them, it's easy to draft, but with clear goals, you can focus your energy on meaningful progress. So you should be able to set smart goals. Make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Always put a time on it so you can process and track down whatever it needs to be. You should also be able to break your goals into smaller steps. Focus on what you can accomplish today, this week, and this month. Or it could be just one of them. Also, visualize success. Picture what achieving your goal will feel like to stay motivated. That's what I'm thinking. I'm always like, okay, this is how I'm going to be feeling whenever I achieve this goal, whenever I achieve that point. And not in a way that's going to cause me anxiety, but in a way to keep me motivated. And celebrate your wins. Reward yourself when you reach milestones, no matter how small. It doesn't matter how small you have achieved the goal. Always celebrate and also celebrate. The role of discipline in growth. Motivation gets you started, okay, but discipline keeps you going. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and results. So you should be able to create routine, establish habits that automate your priorities, like exercising at the same time every day. Also, let's eliminate distraction. You should be able to identify what is pulling your focus away and set boundaries. Build mental toughness. Push yourself to complete tasks even when you don't feel like it. Okay, I know this sucks, but you have to get it done. Doesn't matter how hard it can be, you have to get it done. And also be consistent. Small, consistent actions lead to massive long-term results. Always think about the long term. Okay, how this action that I'm going to do right now is going to put me closer to a goal that I have in 5-10 years. The last but not least, always forgive yourself. If you slip, don't quit. Reset and keep growing and moving forward. All that to say that discipline is not about being perfect, it's about showing up, even when it's hard. The rewards will outweigh the effort. If you stayed up until here, it's really hard to be up in this weather right now. It's really, really cold. But I just like to think clearly, and also I feel free whenever I'm in public, and even if it's on a rooftop. So I wanted to come here all the way here just to share my thoughts and also some of the things that I have been thinking and going through in the past few weeks. And I hope that this resonated or this helped at least one of you that is watching me right now. If it did, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'm gonna read them all. And I'm also inspired to read your stories, so let me know how you have become the best version of yourself. keep growing, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.